All right, what's up, everybody? Here it's Bobby with Crucci's Corner. We're doing another episode of the Debrief. So this is going to go on YouTube and it's going to end up on Facebook as well. So doing another one of these recorded just makes it a little bit easier. We can do a little bit of a quicker video. But today we had a couple big stories come out. The first one obviously is going to be the one that I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about. So it's the penalty that NASCAR just handed out to both Premium Motorsports, Spire Motorsports, and also Ware Racing. So basically, what happened to kind of surmise the post I made yesterday, we had a situation where going into Homestead, we had the 96 team, which is run by Maury Gaunt and the Gaunt brothers organization. They ran most of their races this year. They ran about 14 or 15 races. With Parker Kligerman. They raced the final race at Homestead with Drew Herring. Parker wanted to keep his commitment to NBC and be on the broadcast team for the final race of the season for NBC. So what happened was Spire and Premium work together. Okay, so the 77 car, it's a collaboration. It's really Jay Robinson's team that runs the 77 for Spire. And their competition director, Scott Eggleston, was calling the crew chief on I believe it was either on the 77 or the 15. I don't remember exactly which team, but there is audio. So if you go on Twitter, it's Drunken Brian France, and that account had a audio recording of Scott Eggleston telling the crew chief on either I think it was the 15, telling them that they were having a power steering problem. When how does the competition director know that the car that's being crew chiefed by somebody else, not Scott's team, that he's crew chiefing, he's telling the crew chief on that 15 car, I believe, that they have a power steering problem and they need to come into the garage area and look at it. Now, what does this all mean? The 27 team was basically a few points away from getting what's considered the highest non-charter ranked spot in the owner points. And basically the difference between being the top one of those teams and the second team, it's about a $700,000 difference. Now, $700,000 in a sport where it costs you $20, $30, $40 million to run a season, depending on your budget and depending on people you have working for you and things like that, $700,000 seems like a drop in a bucket, right? But when you have a team like Jay Robinson does, and he runs with old race cars, he runs with very limited people, has very limited funding, $700,000 is a lot of money. Okay, let's not kid ourselves. That is a lot of money that Jay Robinson was able to get by manipulating this finish. Now, you might ask me, well, Bobby, why would Rick Ware help out Premium Motorsports? Well, apparently, according to what I've seen on Drunken Brian France's Twitter, and also what came out of Reddit, was that apparently Rick Ware has gotten some help from Jay in the past. And in order to kind of repay that favor, Rick decided to help them out and park the 52, which is a charter team, but park them so that they can get that extra point that would help them maintain that gap that they were going to have on the 96. So at the end of the day, it gained Jay Robinson $700,000 more, but now that this penalty came out, they lost 50 owner points. So the 15 lost 50 owner points, the 77 lost 50 owner points, the 27 lost 50 owner points, and the 52 lost 50 owner points. Now, Scott Eggleston has also been suspended by NASCAR indefinitely, and he's also gotten a $50,000 fine. So NASCAR was not playing around with this. Once this came to light, and once guys, like I said, like Drunken Brian France had this and Reddit, and then we posted it. I know Toby Christie posted it as well. There were some other guys out there that were posting it. It really gained momentum, and NASCAR really started having to do something with this. But it really is a manipulation of the finish. Now, what makes this interesting is Scott Eggleston has been involved in these kinds of situations in the past. I believe he had a role over at Michael Waltrip Racing and that whole Spingate deal. I know Ty Norris is somehow involved in this as well. So there's some guys that have been in trouble in the past in this sport with some of our manipulations of finishes, and getting people in were involved again in this. So that was really the big thing in here. Now, the other news of the day was Quin Houff was announced as the new driver for StarCom's 00 team. And he's going to be there on a 2-year contract. It sounds like he's going to drive full-time in 2020 and 2021. Quin, as you know, drove, ironically, for Spire Motorsports this year. Throughout the course of the season, he's going to go over to StarCom. Now, apparently, Landon Castle does have a contract for 2020 with StarCom, so we'll see what ends up happening there. But they said that they will announce those plans at a later date with Landon and what that commitment is going to be for 2020. So that's all we have for today. Thanks for tuning in to the debrief. We will see you guys probably after the Thanksgiving holiday. The news should quiet down for a little bit for the next couple of days, so it probably won't catch you until next week. But hope everybody out there has a happy and healthy Thanksgiving. Thank you guys so much for all your support this year. That's what we're truly grateful for. Thanks for all the support. Let all your friends know about us. Like I said, we have our YouTube channel that's up and running. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter. We'll keep you guys updated, even throughout the holidays. Whenever news breaks, we'll get you. Thanks for checking out the debrief.